All right, everyone, how are you today? Welcome again to our YouTube live stream, Scratch and Win. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're having an excellent Thursday. Don't forget, tomorrow we are live 2 times tomorrow on Friday. We are live from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., as well as we have an evening edition from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. All right. So what I'd like to do right now is go ahead and tell you what we're all about. Basically, it's $200,000. We have cash and prizes for our Scratch and Win. All those monies go to our organization, Homeless Helping Homeless, to get the homeless off the street and into permanent housing. That is our mission. All right, now, this little ticket right here is what we'll be using to go ahead and do the scratch off live right here. When you make your donation of $10, just go down into the description below, go to our website, and you can make your donation there. And I'll go ahead and scratch your ticket off here live. And when you win, what we will do is go ahead and email to you that you have won, of course, and then we will ask you where you would like the money to be sent. There's all different platforms out there, such as Zelle, PayPal, of course, by check. We can send it to you that way as well if you wish. All we ask is that once you receive the funding, receive your monies, is to please send into your text chat there that you have in fact received that money. So that way everyone out there can see that we are legitimate, that people do win, and they do receive the money that they have won. Okay, so again, we'll go ahead and do the scratch off here once you make your donation. Again, go to the description below to see how you play the game. We'll scratch it off right here live. And then what we'll do is you'll see right in the camera there what you have won. Prizes are anywhere from $5 to $10,000. And of course, the brand new Dodge Charger. All right. And then once you've tell us what platform you would like us to send the money to when we email to you that you have won, we'll go ahead and send it to that platform. Again, all different ones out there, Zelle, PayPal, and of course, the old-fashioned check. Okay. All right. So what I'd like to do today is give a shout out to trinalittle.com. Took a look at her website today. Enjoyed it very much, very informative, great information out there. We are new ourselves. We just started on Friday, this past Friday, just a short 5 days ago. We are live every single day, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And again, this tomorrow, we're doing a special edition where we will be going live from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock as well. All right, so we will have 2 different times to go live, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Friday. That's the only day. It's an experiment to see, if any other people, if we'll be able to get more people than the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock time frame. All right, with that being said, again, I'd like to give a shout out to trinalittle.com. I enjoyed her presentation, giving some ideas how to make our presentation even better. The information before we hopped online has helped us as well. So great program you have there. Okay. All right. Other than that, again, just go to the text chat, going to the description below to learn how to play our game, as well as what is our organization all about. Okay. Again, in a nutshell, it's about getting the homeless off the street into permanent housing, and every single dollar that we receive goes to our organization to make that happen. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and touch base as far as what is it that we need. Okay. What do we need? Right off the bat, we need affiliates. Okay. We need affiliates to help promote our live stream. Okay. We'd love to work with you out there. This is a very good cause. Helps get the homeless off the street into permanent housing. It helps your city, your state, and of course it helps our country as well. Okay. We're also looking for volunteers to help us with our phones, help answer the phones, volunteers to help manage our social media, as well as manage our program development. We also need clothing. Okay, clothing extra small, medium, and large for all men, women, and children. Okay, and of course we need the essentials: food. We need clothing as well. We need cleaning supplies, as well as toiletries. Okay, so If you can send any of that stuff whenever you have a moment, we greatly appreciate that. Again, all the information, if you go down into our description below, our address and email address, where you can send all that, those items. Okay. All right. Again, just want to make sure you understand that there's a $200,000 in cash and prizes to be won by doing the scratch off. Again, I'm scratching them off here live, and then once you see what you've won, we email you what you have won and tell you, okay, this is what you've won. Where do you want us to send that money? Okay, then you tell us, and we'll go ahead and do so. And we just ask you to go ahead and put into the text chat that you have received that money. So that way that tells the world, hey, this is legitimate. Okay. Other than that, let's see here. What else would I like to touch base on? 200,000. All right. Let's go ahead. Pardon me a second. I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to my partner here in crime. His name is E. All right. So E, how are you doing today?
I'm all right.
Great. Anything new under the sun that you've come across?
I've come across many new things under the sun.
Okay.
None of them are interesting.
I knew that was coming. All right. So how was your day yesterday? Anything interesting to talk about? Any topics off the top of your head?
Well, we could talk about the mystery of the local dollar store.
The mystery of the local
and how they're
dollar store.
Still in business, or why they're still in business.
Yes.
I don't know why they continue to go on, because I feel like every time I go over there, they're closed. There's, like, on any given day, there's less than a 50% chance it's actually open. And if you do go there, on the days that they are open, there's a 50% chance that they're closing early.
They do have a very interesting business model. I don't know of any business model that works like theirs does. It's
in the event that they are open, they also don't have anything in the store. It's empty. You go in, there's like cans of tomatoes, some cleaning supplies maybe, and then like a whole bunch of seasonal stuff that nobody cares about, and that's it. Everything else is gone. And you're gonna ask them when they're gonna get a delivery, and they're like, "Delivery? What's that?" We just sell what's in the store.
We just sell what's in. Once we have sold everything in the store, then we will go ahead and ask for a new delivery. Just out of curiosity.
I asked them what happens if they sell everything in the store, and they said, "I don't know. We never thought about that."
Well, we never thought about that. Let me ask you, have you ever seen a store behave like this? As far as hours just all over the place, not sure when they're going to be open. They're closing just out of the blue. You go there in the middle of the afternoon, and there's no signage saying they're going to be closing. But then all of a sudden, we're closing at 5:30, or we're closing at 6.
Well, I've never seen that before, but I think that they're being saved by human nature, because people are lazy and they don't want to walk like twice the distance to the other dollar store, so they'll just go back home and not do anything and wait for the store to open.
So basically what you're saying is convenience is helping them to stay open.
I would not in any way describe the store as being convenient. I will simply say that it's closer, so if you're lazy and don't want to use your feet to walk to a store that has convenience.
So due to human nature's laziness, this is what is keeping that store open.
Yes.
I see. All right. What I'd like to do also is give a shout out to, over the past few days, taking a look at different types of scratch and win, or rather scratch off type YouTube videos out there. So I've given shout outs to a number of different ones from basically all week. So I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to all of those again. Just a couple off the top to reiterate. Chasing Lottery, Millions, that was one that we viewed. Again, all of these that we have viewed have a positive attitude. They're great to watch as far as all different types of personalities, on their website, or rather on their YouTube streaming, anywhere from just very calm to kind of over the top type personalities. So as you can tell, we're kind of laid back here. We're not over the top. We're not completely mellow, but we covered a wide variety of different topics, which I think makes our YouTube live stream a little makes it interesting. Yesterday we were talking about what was it? Copernicus. We were talking about not the Code of Hammurabi, but
We were talking about Copernicus? I don't remember that.
briefly, as far as the measuring Earth's diameter, or not diameter, circumference. We were
Was
talking about.
that?
I was saying it was not.
I remember that way.
Copernicus, but it was somebody else who figured out. What
Oh,
was
so
the
when you said we talked
circumference.
about Copernicus, you at one point, another topic, briefly mentioned that the person we're talking about wasn't Copernicus.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Right.
So in that sense, we did talk about him.
That is correct. His name did come up in conversation, so we did not talk about him.
Well, you have a point.
See, very interesting, right? Learn something new every day. So, what was it we were talking about? What was that? The three different writings. What was that name of that tablet?
The Rosetta Stone.
The Rosetta Stone. So we covered that yesterday, which was that was an interesting topic. So just a wide variety of different topics that we cover here. So anything off the top of your head you'd like to kind of talk about today?
Well, what would I
Anything-
like to talk about
Yeah,
today?
Now
I'd
here's the,
like
here's
to-
the thing: we can't talk about sports, which is kind of like a religion. So, and we can't talk about religion, and which is kind of political, and we can't talk about politics. So we can't talk about sports. We can't talk about politics.
Sports,
we can't talk about
politics,
religion.
and religion.
I know.
I would try to find a topic that intersects all three of those and bring it up, but I don't know anything about sports, so I'm already at a dead end there.
See, that would intersect all of them because it incorporates politics, religion.
My life would be a lot easier if we lived during the time of divine mandate, where where you have an
Mandate.
actual human being who's alive, who is also a divine figure, because you automatically have politics and religion in one thing. So if that guy plays sports, I could tie all three together and make everybody mad by saying,
Ooh,
did you see the God King of Alexandria? He sucks at football, which is a stupid sport anyway, but at least he's better than that he is at ruling the nation. What idiot god put this guy in charge, right? And I get all the ancient Hellenistic people mad at me or something.
There you go. I would have to say probably the closest one to that, although he's not a god, but he's definitely politically, there's a lot of political backlash about him, as well as because of his religious affiliation in bringing it to the sport, and that would be Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow. Well, he brought it down on him while he was in the NFL. A lot of people disliked what he was doing there. So, with that being said, I think that covers all three as far as a living individual that is a lightning rod for all three of those things. They didn't like the way he threw as a quarterback because they said the way he threw, he wouldn't last long in the NFL because of that type of throw. Then, of course, because of the political and religious things that were brought to the table as well. So I would say he was probably a lightning rod, the biggest lightning rod in sports regarding those three particular topics. But all right, so what else can we talk about?
Well, I was
not
thinking,
much of a like they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
well, I was thinking, about ancient people getting angry, and I thought of a really funny
yes.
story.
Okay.
And so this was a time when, ancient mathematicians, I remember this was Greece or Rome, but it was, one of those enlightened eras back then. And they just discovered that you could, represent anything as, one number divided by another number.
Oh.
And so they were
okay.
going nuts with just doing this to every number. They were having the time of their
Right.
lives, being this fraction is it's just this number over this number. Isn't this cool? And this one guy comes in and proves that the square root of 2 isn't a number divided by another number. You can't do that.
That's right.
And so he just proves, after the square root of 2, he shows them the proof. And they were not happy about this.
Somebody got proven wrong.
And so they took him on a little boat voyage out, and they came back without him.
Huh. So apparently he was training for the Olympics. Is that correct?
So he was just, so he just left. And so they just took him out to sea and got rid of him because he made him that unhappy. But
yes, let's see here. That he probably had a new pair of shoes specifically fitted for him, made out of probably some sort of maybe, I don't know, mixture of water and sand, maybe some coquina rock, and then let it harden. And, I believe there's a weight to that might be almost half your own weight, and that'd be hard to carry, especially when you can't move your feet because they're in this nice little, I don't know, design.
yeah, there was it was an interesting proof as well for it. It's basically the proof assumed that imagine that there is like a fraction like this, and you just end up proving that the fraction it would be like it would have to have like two even numbers, like an even number on top and an even number on bottom of the fraction, but they can't have any numbers, like they can't have any divisors in common, which is impossible for even numbers because there's always two. You could always divide two out of there. So you have to have two even numbers that can't be divisible by two, which is impossible. And so so they ended up proving that it's not a what am I thinking of? Like not a rational number. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, that was the YouTube channel Number File. I think did the video on that, and it's they have a lot of really fun videos on math, and it's like broken down in a way that if you're not like an actual math genius, like you didn't study math, like you just like you went to high school, maybe a little bit of college, kind of thing. You'll easily be able to follow along with what they're saying. They explain it to you, and then they have like other longer videos where if you're insane. And you're like, I really want my brain to hurt after this. Let go through all the complicated math for you. But they're pretty fun. There's one guy who was talking about, it was the math behind why when you have a pizza slice and you fold it inwards, right? And then now it won't drop off. Like the piece that you're about to eat is not going to bend down anymore.
Say that one more time.
It's like, if you just pick up a piece of pizza by the crust, right, it's just going to droop.
Oh, yeah, just flops.
But you fold it into that U shape, and now it's not dropping anymore. So he's explaining the math behind that, and he's he's this old guy, and he's like very excitedly picking up like just random fruits in this bowl and drawing curves on them with the marker to explain this. And I was watching that YouTube video, and in the comments, people are going like, I one day hope to, that I love my work as much as this guy loves his.
Oh, yeah. Like they say, you love your work, then basically it's like, it is your play, right? You get to go to play every day when you love what you do.
And I think my favorite comment was, Mom, Grandpa's drawing on the fruit again.
Stop drawing on the fruit. Now, that particular folding of the pizza, what was the math behind that?
I mean, I can't really recite the actual math for it to you because I'm not a mathematician. But it was something along the lines of that it can't like bend in two different planes at the same time. Like a two-dimensional thing cannot bend. Yeah, it was something about like not being able to bend in two different directions. I'm forcing it to bend in one, now it can't bend in the other. And obviously, it will a little bit in real life because it's not an actual two-dimensional object. So that but that's more or less the idea behind it.
We've all seen what a slice of pizza looks like when it's folded. I wonder if that has anything to do with when Einstein figured out time travel. I wonder if he may have used
Einstein's famous discovery of time travel, which is definitely a thing that exists in the real world.
That is correct.
I know I travel back through time all the time.
I do in my dreams.
This reminds me of the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
when
the gang is on the Family Feud knockoff show.
Really?
And he goes up and the host asks Charlie, what's something that we eat but doesn't eat us? And Charlie answers, easy, dragon. And the host just kind of looks into the camera and looks back at Charlie. Do you eat dragon? Yeah, because dragon is a feast for kings and stuff. I consider myself a common man. But dragons don't eat people; they just eat gold and stuff. It's a common misconception.
Eat gold, yes, that's correct.
And so the host is like, "All right, show me dragon." It's like this thing, like someone had answered dragon on it. He just kind of looks like hopelessly out into the audience. Man, that show is gold.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I saw the outtakes of that a couple of months ago, or a couple of weeks ago rather, and it's definitely funny. Some of the stuff that they cover is just bizarre. I think the best one was when they're trying to find out what is it? They're in the mailroom. They're trying to get the mail delivered, and they can't seem to find this one particular individual.
I haven't seen this actual episode myself, but the premise I think is that two of the characters, Charlie and Mac, had gotten jobs at this place for the health insurance.
Right.
And if you haven't seen the show, Mac is everybody in the show is like an idiot in some way. Mac is more normal. Charlie is the one who's just really off the deep end. And in any case, so apparently, they're working in the mail room, and Charlie's sorting the mail, and like Mac's doing something up there, and so Mac comes down saying, I think the guys are onto us, so we don't know what we're doing. I'm getting all these looks up there, and Charlie's like, I got bigger problems. You want to talk about the mail? Let's talk about the mail, and takes him over. Those conspiracy boards we have everything attached by the red yarn. He has one of those going up there, and he's been looking for this guy whose name was Pepe Silvia. And he says he keeps getting mail for Pepe, and he keeps mailing it back out there, and the mail keeps coming back to him saying it wasn't found. So Charlie's eventually like, I've had it. I've got to find Pepe and give the mail to him myself, otherwise he's never going to get the mail. So he goes up there, and he finds that he can't find a desk for Pepe Silvia.
Right.
So he goes over to HR, and he looks for in HR, and he can't find anybody in HR. And he's like, Mac, this place is a ghost town. Half the employees here are made up. Somebody's bleeding this company dry. And Mac's like, all of these people exist, and they've been constantly asking where their mail is.
What floor are they on?
Charlie's just illiterate.
See, education is important, folks. What is it, the 3 R's? Reading, writing, arithmetic. I guess in Europe they call it maths. I suppose M-A-T-H-S, maths.
Maths?
Yeah, they call it maths overseas. Over here we call it arithmetic. So yes, it's important. Otherwise, you might end up in that same position where you're trying to find your Pepe Silvia and make sure he gets the mail. or she. All right. Remember, what we're doing out here today, or what we're doing here today, rather, is raising money through our organization called Homeless Help and Homeless. The way we're doing it is through our game called Scratch and Win. Scratch and Win. All right, we'll go ahead and scratch your ticket off here live. When you go to our site, go to the description below. It shows you how to play the game. And when you go ahead and make your donation, then we'll go ahead and scratch it off here live. Now, when you win, we'll go ahead and notify you by email and let you know you have won and how much you won. And we'll ask you, where do you want us to send the money? All right, we can send it to any of the platforms that are out there. For example, PayPal. For example, what's the other one? Zelle. Also, old-fashioned check, if you prefer, just to make sure that you get that money in a timely fashion. Now, all we ask is that you please go ahead and send us into our text chat there that you have in fact received that mail, so that way, that monies, so that way everybody sees, okay, this is legitimate, it is for real, I did play the game, and I did win, and I did receive my money, all right? So that's what we're trying to do. Now remember, all monies go to our organization to get the homeless off the street and into permanent housing. Okay, now, we have up to $200,000 in cash and prizes that you can win by playing our scratch-off game, okay? Now, along with that, you have the opportunity to win a brand new Dodge Charger, all right? The cash prizes range anywhere from $5 to $10,000, and of course, just like I said a moment ago, a brand new Dodge Charger is the grand prize, okay? So, just want to make sure you know out there what our schedule is. We're on air every single day, Monday through Friday. This particular week, tomorrow especially, just this particular one day tomorrow, we're going to be doing this, testing it out. We're going to have a regular YouTube live stream from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's our usual time. And then we'll have another time frame from 7 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so we'll have 2 live streams tomorrow on Friday, July 16. So that way you have an opportunity to win twice in one day if you wish. Okay. Other than that, what else do we have here? Let me take a look at our text chat to see who we have. Any comments? All right. Okay. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, now, well, again, shout outs. I'd like to go ahead and give another shout out to, Scratch and Tater. We saw their YouTube live stream. Let's see here. Franchise Kicks. I'd like to give a shout out to them as well. Scratcher. Again, some of these, I love the names of some of these different sites. Scratcher. So I'd like to give a shout out to these individuals as well. Anything else you'd like to cover today? We like to cover a wide variety. Why am I asking him? Because, when you have someone to talk to, I can sit here and talk about different things all day. But when you're talking to somebody else, when you have a very good what would I say teammate,
well,
makes it fun.
You ever been walking down the street and you see just like a really beautiful person and you can't help but just kind of stare as they go by and be like, whoa, and your eyes are glued to them? I'm going to tell you, I had a page of a Japanese kanji lessons open there, and Eric keeps looking at that like it's a beautiful woman walking down the street. He just kind of looks over and his eyes just get glued to it, and he's talking, and he looks like he's trying to pull his head away, and he just can't.
I just can't, The Japanese language is a beautiful language, and it's I'm interested in it as well. Learning a variety of languages is always helpful. It helps you think different ways. It helps you understand the culture in which you're learning that language, the way that culture thinks, the way they act, the way their emotions, what makes them happy, what makes them sad, how is it different from your culture. I've always found that very interesting. So the more languages you learn, that makes you more worldly. In other words, you're able to see a different view other than your own. You're able to stand in the shoes of another culture and see, well, how do they see that same topic? One of the things, hey, Brandy, how are you today? All right, thank you. Are we promoting this on Facebook? That's a great question. Are we promoting this on Facebook as well?
We do have our Facebook, and I saw it should be on there. I don't know how much it's being promoted, but on our Facebook, I think it does talk about this.
Okay, I was gonna say, is this streaming at the same time on Facebook or
no? Just on YouTube.
Okay, just on YouTube. All right, so we are on Facebook. Yes, we are. Great. Thank you for joining us. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Remember, if you'd like to go ahead and play our game, just go ahead and click on our description below.
Well, I'd say my dear host here has forgotten about our special giveaway.
Oh, special giveaway. That's correct. Would you like to go ahead and repeat the rules of our special giveaway?
That the people in chat have the chance to win a scratch-off card?
Yes. This is the... Some days... Doing great, Brandy. Doing great. All right, so what I'm going to do here... All right, if you want to go ahead and give us that camera... All right, so here's our scratch and win for your chance to win a brand new car. So I'm going to go ahead and scratch for you here. Come on, winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. What do we got? Ooh, beautiful.
Oh, lucky.
Very nice. All right, is that showing up there? I'll go ahead and kind of raise it up a little bit. There we go. Brandy, congratulations. You've won $25. All right. So we're going to go ahead. And email to you that you've won this $25. And all we ask is, what platform would you like us to send the money to? What is it? PayPal or Zelle, or again, like I said, check, or whichever one, the platform you want to use. And then, yes, little dancing there. Excellent. I love it.
So yeah. So the first I think 5 people that talk in the chat can
Yes.
win a
Sweet.
card.
$25. That's
And
beautiful.
so yeah, you could drop your email in the chat there, or if you don't want to do that, I can just give you an email and you can email us, and then we'll talk to you that way.
Perfect. And then if you would, please let us know that you have in fact received that $25 and put that into the text chat there so that way everyone sees, hey, Brandy showed up on our website, she played the game, and then she won $25. This is for real, okay? I had a marker here a second. There it is, hiding behind my cup here. So go ahead and write on here. Brandy, $25. Excellent. Congratulations. And that's going into our winner's circle here. So I got that in there. So you're all set. Congratulations. Very happy for you. That'll be some going out and partying money this weekend for tomorrow and over the weekend. That's great. Fantastic. Congratulations. Get the word out for us if you would, Brandy. Go ahead and spread the word of what we're doing here, getting the homeless off the street into permanent housing. All donations go toward our organization. We have a full description below, and that tells exactly what we're doing, how long we've been around, and what our mission is.
So it's just either, I guess just tell us if you want, if you put your email, we can talk to you through the email about how you want to get it. Or if you don't want to put your email in the chat, I'll just give you the email that you can send to an email address. You can email us from your account there, and we'll talk.
Perfect. Yeah, so either way, you can send us your email in the text chat there, or we'll go ahead and give you the email, and we'll go ahead and go from there.
So yeah, just let us know, and then we'll be able to talk to you about how you want to redeem it.
Exactly. Different platforms. Zelle, PayPal.
Yeah, we can PayPal it to you, something like that, or just mail you a check.
Right. Excellent. I'm so happy to see that she's won. That makes us happy because it helps us get the word out there of what we're doing. It's a worthwhile cause. Remember, it helps the city, your city that you live in. It helps the state, and it also helps our country to get the homeless off the street into permanent housing. That's what we're all about. All right. So again, you have the opportunity to win up to $200,000 in cash and prizes by playing our game. You have anywhere from $5 to $10,000 in our scratch off here that you can win, okay? As well as the grand prize of a brand new Dodge Charger, okay? Along with that, you just can't beat this type of organization. What we're trying to do, it's you get that intrinsic value when you donate, helping people get their lives back together, as well as the extrinsic value of you're winning cash money. Nothing like that, right? Nothing like that. All right, so we're going ahead and putting into the text chat there, the email there for you, Brandy, so you can go ahead and go to that email and tell us how you would like to redeem your money. We'll send it to you on any of the platforms that you wish, or by check if you wish that way as well. Okay, excellent. Taking a look here. Perfect. HHH scratch off at Gmail.
Because our name on YouTube is HHH scratch off, so the HHH scratch off and the email got highlighted.
Okay, there you go. Okay, perfect.
This
excellent. And we just ask, Brandy, please let us know that you have in fact received it once we sent it to you, and just put that into the text chat there for us, so that way everybody out there can see, that you've actually won.
If it takes a while to get in contact, though, it might not happen immediately. Sure. So but yeah, if it happens while you're here,
Yep.
It'd be nice if we could go ahead and mention that.
Exactly.
Man, it's this highlighting thing just brought back some very unpleasant memories from college.
Ooh. All right.
There was this.
Some of those nightmares.
I had a
nightmares.
Programming class, and we were using basically you could have two names for something. Like one name would be the name that it's using like in the code. And the other name would be the type of thing it is. Like if it's a button, the type of thing it is button.
Right.
But the name could be like button 1 or something.
I gotcha.
And any smart person would have designed it that if you call the button just button, it'll work.
Sure.
Because it's 2 different types of names.
Okay.
But this thing didn't. And if I had named my things, I only had 1 button on it, so I just called it button. Because if I'm not an idiot and I was writing the thing that makes this work, that wouldn't be a problem. And no, it caused everything to like not work. And it's not like one of those things where it's just like, no, this doesn't work, try again.
Right.
It just stuff would break. Like things would not work in the program. It would just give you weird errors. And like I had to call the teacher over and they couldn't figure out why. And eventually we just changed the name of that and it worked.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible. And I remember I was so angry. What
program was this?
I think this was, I'm pretty sure it was Visual Basic.
Okay.
And because with that you have like you can edit the code behind it. You can edit like the user interface
right.
of how it looks. I'm pretty sure that was it. And it was just and it was causing so many problems. And like and I was just so angry about that like for the rest of that course I was just continually, every time I had to like make a button or something, I'd be like, I'm so mad I can't just call this button. This makes me so angry.
You know, I took a programming class as well. I did well in it, got an A in it, but the amount of time and effort that I had to put into this, and we're talking, you know, your first year of coding, you know, and after that I said, okay, you know, the teacher said, hey, you know, you're good at this, and I said, I do thank you for that compliment, but there's no way I could do this for a living because my mind just doesn't.
Oh. Exciting news. Somebody just made a donation.
All right. Who do we have? Is that Erica?
Yes.
All right, Erica.
Over to the PayPal screen.
Thank you so much for participating. And
yeah, I have a fancy new sensor thing. I changed it. It was originally the sensor block that to leave out people's last names was falling rain, and now it's the matrix.
Yes. I see that. All right. So Erica, we have your ticket right here. And we're going to go ahead and do a scratch off. And looking for that winner. All right, we just had a winner, Brandy. She just won $25. All right, see what we got here. All right, and it looks like this particular one. Oh! All right, Brandy. Unfortunately, this one is not a winner, but we do thank you for playing today. Your donation here means a tremendous amount for us to help get the homeless off the street into permanent housing. But we are very happy that you have played, and unfortunately in this particular one, you have not won. But remember, you can win up to $200,000 in cash and prizes by playing our game and win anywhere from $5 to $10,000, as well as the opportunity to win a brand new Dodge Charger. So all is not lost, especially if you take a look at how many people play these games.
Yeah, you always have to stay on the positive side.
Yeah, exactly.
You may not have won, but you did win a free lesson in the harsh bitterness of reality.
I was going to say, you did win a feel-good, a warm fuzzy by participating in our game today.
It is a good deed, and we sincerely thank you for your donation. It's it's so the way a shelter normally works is it's just if you're homeless on the street, you come into the shelter. I know there's rules and stuff, but whatever. But it's typically you may or may not have to pay money yourself to be able to stay there, and there's often a time limit where after a certain amount of time that you just have to go back to the street. And so what happens is people basically just kind of rotate between shelters. When your time's up in one shelter, you go to the other one, and eventually enough time passes, you make your way back to the first one.
Right.
And it just kind of works in a circle like that, or you just end up back on the street. And ours is very different, that people can come in for free, like there's no charge.
Exactly.
And they actually transition into being able to stay in like a leased apartment. So they're officially not homeless anymore. They have a home and a lease.
That's correct.
And it can be entirely free along the way.
Right.
And at no cost to the taxpayer.
And again,
because there's the only other one that works like that is it's entirely funded by taxpayer money.
Right.
And they just get apartments for homeless people and put them in there and pay for it with people's taxes.
That's correct.
And I believe that's the only other one doing that. And we're doing it at no cost to the taxpayer and at no cost to the individual.
Right. That's why, as I've said a number of times, as we both have said a number of times, that what we're doing here is helping get the homeless off the street and into permanent housing in your backyard, helping your city, helping your state, and of course, helping our country. Get the homeless off the street into permanent housing, making them productive members of society again. All right. And again, so Brandy, congratulations on your win today of $25. And Erica, thank you so much for your contribution today, or your donation today. Greatly appreciate that. Again, I'll mention again, I want to give a shout out here to Trina Little as well. She had a great YouTube live stream class that she's put together. That it's helped us. We're brand new to this. Today is our only what is today? Today's Thursday. Today is only our day 5 of doing this. So watching her YouTube class there, that has helped us get some ideas of how to become more productive, how to come up with more content, or what kind of content to come up with regarding the type of a YouTube live stream that we're presenting here. So it's really helped us out as well. So I wanted to give a shout out to her and her excellent excellent program that she has there. Okay, I'd like to also give a shout out to some of the other different scratch offs that we've seen out there. Pardon me. There was Scratch-tastic Scratcher. Okay, we had mentioned this the other day. Definitely enjoyed theirs as well. We have Scratching the Itch. That's another one. As I said before, I love the names of these different these YouTube sites here. Scratchaholic. That just says it all. Scratchaholic loves to play the game, win money. That particular website, the individual who runs that, he made $145. So that's a pretty good day in the scratch off, I guess. Again, we touched on the idea of this is for entertainment, but again, it helps the homeless get off the street into permanent housing. So we're rolling it all into one, where you're having a good time, winning, scratching off, enjoying the presentation. At the same time, you're helping our organization get the homeless off the street into permanent housing, because every single dollar that comes in goes to our organization to make sure that happens. Okay. One of the things we were talking about the other day is, of course, is gambling, responsibly. Don't use your last few dollars, that you could be using for food or, drink, or, potentially transportation, for a scratch off. Only play the games when, you have some extra money sitting aside that, you don't need to help go toward bills or, anything of that nature. This is for entertainment. Okay, this is for entertainment. So we were talking about somebody the other day who had spent around $40,000 for a 1-year period, 12-month period, and he had won back about a third of what he had spent. And of course, in the world of scratch off, and I'm guessing the world of gaming in general, any other type of scratch off, or what do you call that, slot machines, or poker, or roulette, or any of the other ones that are out there, if you're getting back a third of what you're spending, apparently that's a good return, right? That's a good return. So with that being said, remember to play responsibly. Okay, so, a couple others that we wanted to go ahead and mention here. This is one I like, is Slim Lee Scratchers. I just like the way that just kind of rolls off the tongue. Slim Lee Scratchers. All right. Now he spent $105 and won back $235. So he had a great day in regards to his scratch off. All right. So what else could we cover today? Anything? We've covered a little bit of math today. We've covered a little bit of briefly religion, politics, and
Yeah.
sports. Very briefly, so that way nobody gets offended. What else did we cover so far today?
Well, you're talking about spending a lot of money on
Yes.
something, and I was remembering this guy who really likes mobile games.
Oh, all
And
right.
he has like a really white collar job of like, being like
Yes.
like a hedge fund manager, like something.
Okay,
Or like
yeah.
I think he works as
Finance.
like higher up in some like, corporation. So it's like a very white collar job that pays very well. Like, probably
Okay.
in like, the six figures at least
Ah,
a year.
all right, yeah.
And he lives in just like a small one person apartment, nothing fancy, has like, just like a really like, low expense lifestyle,
Sure.
and spends all the rest of the money on mobile games. Just in truly insane amounts of money.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
that would, if I had that kind of job, that's
Probably
also
what
what
you'd
I
do.
would do. Yeah.
Well, that's of course until the wife or the girlfriend says, so, is any of that going to be coming my way?
Yeah.
No, honey.
You want money? Go get your own hedge fund
You-
manager
you-
job.
That's right. Honey, if you want to have money to spend on things that you like, then you can go ahead and start your own hedge fund. And then that's when she's going, well, I'm too busy, Remember the lines of communication always, you got to keep those lines of communication open in relationships. They're always tough. They're always tough. All right. Anybody else in our PayPal would like to participate today?
Well, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. So we have 3 concurrent viewers. All right. Excellent. All right. So we have
Yes,
Randy. All right.
One of those is probably us. I'm guessing the other one's my mom, the other one's your mom, and they're here to support us.
Excellent. Excellent. Check resolution. Okay. Warning. The
Warning, yeah. There's always, we always have a warning on our stream. It doesn't appear to actually do anything, and there's not
Right.
an actual way to fix it. It's just like, warning.
That's almost like the check engine light.
It makes me
engine.
think of
What?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes.
And they get in this
That's-
tiny little escape craft, and the guy's like trying to figure out how to drive, and he just presses a button, and it's like computer voice says, "Please do not press that button."
Yeah, that was with Zoe Deschanel, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, her. I forget the guy's name. He played The Hobbit now.
Yeah.
He played a Bilbo in that.
Right. He played. He played.
He was in like one of
great
those
in that
Marvel
movie.
movies.
Right. He was great in that
I
movie.
can't remember the guy's name, but that was a funny movie. There's you ever read the books for those?
No, I did not read the book.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, so the books go farther, because
Yeah.
there's more than just the one book. I think there's like 3, maybe
3 of them?
4.
Okay.
There's at least 3. I don't remember if there's a 4th one or not. But yeah, they were pretty wild. I think one of my favorite things was, do you remember in the movie when they're being attacked by the 2 missiles and they hit the weirdness drive thing?
Right.
And one of the missiles turns into a whale who has a very brief introduction to life before slamming into the planet's surface. The other one turned into a bowl of petunias,
Right.
which says, "Oh no, not again." And sparking, much debate among scientists and scholars and philosophers of, why the bowl of petunias said that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's, I think, not until the 3rd book or something you actually get an explanation for that.
And
There's
the
this-
explanation was.
Well, it's spoilers. Go read the book.
Yes. No.
But in any
I
case,
knew
the
he was
books are
gonna
really
say
funny.
that. Can't let the cat out of the bag. Gonna make me read all 3 just to figure out.
This
Why?
actually reminds me of a story about another famous author,
Yes.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
So
So this was back when he was writing Lord of the Rings. He was also teaching at a university.
Okay.
And so the rule was that if you're teaching and like nobody shows up to your class,
Right.
you can just leave and go do whatever you want. And so
Right.
his goal was to make his students leave so that he could go back to writing his book. And so that was so he'd like just kind of mumble like
Right.
as he's like scratching up on the chalkboard and stuff.
Sounds like one of my professors.
But another future author
Right.
by the name of Diane Wynne Jones
Mm.
was in his classes, and she would not leave no matter what he did.
Really?
So he's just painfully, half-heartedly going through his planned lectures, desperately hoping that she'll just leave so he can go back to writing his book. Meanwhile, she's like only barely able to hear what he's saying. She's
Right.
only catching like half of what he says, but she said that what she did catch was some of the most interesting stuff she's heard.
Really?
So yeah, I guess the man really did know what he was doing.
Oh, absolutely. I had a chemistry teacher that was like that. It was the most frustrating experience as a student. She literally, there were two things. One, English was a second language. I'll just put it that way. English was a second language, and she was struggling with it. Part two is that when she's writing out the formulas and then explaining the formula, she's standing right in front of the formula. So she'd get right up on the chalkboard, literally, I'd say probably 1 foot from the chalkboard, and then she's writing the information, and then she'd turn around and then start lecturing, and you're going, well, I can't see what, you can only see, 3/4, but you can't see the rest of the formula that she's writing. And so I'm paying more attention to, I can't see what's behind her, than paying attention to what she's saying, because, as I said, English was a second language for her, and so therefore I was struggling with the accent, and the frustration of I can't see the rest of the formula. Because usually my other professors, when they're writing their formula, for example, my physics professor, writes something on there and then stands to the side where you can see the information, so that way, oh, okay, now I see what you're talking about. Now we can continue on that. She's right, and her writing was small, so she's not necessarily taking up a large portion of the chalkboard. She's taking a much smaller portion of the chalkboard. So now sometimes she's standing in front of 2/3 of the formula that she's talking about and explaining, okay, here's where the, atomic mass unit is doing this, and, so on and so forth. And it's just like, God, I ended up dropping the class because it's just, I got to find another teacher, because I just can't learn. I can't learn like this. It's driving me nuts.
I know. This reminds me of two teachers. I had one good teacher. It was, normally you call your teacher like Mrs. B or whatever, right?
Yes.
Some kind of, and this one, she had a doctorate.
Uh-huh.
And so she said, I think someone called her Mr. B, and she goes, no, it's Dr. B.
Yeah.
I worked hard for my doctorate. You're going to call me doctor.
That's right.
So she demanded that people address her as doctor,
Yes,
not just
absolutely.
Mrs. But
Absolutely.
I've heard, it's been a while, but if I recall correctly, she was a good teacher.
There you go.
I had a not so good teacher for a game development class that I had.
Oh, all right.
She didn't know how to program or make games, which is hard when you're teaching a class about programming games.
Wait a second. She doesn't know how to program.
Now, presumably, she got a degree at one point in the past, which is an entirely different can of worms that if we still have time after I'm done this story, I'll go into. But yeah, she didn't know how to program, didn't know, anything about game development. And so our lessons would be, she'd Google
government.
She'd Google game development lesson plan.
Okay.
And then that would just be our lesson for the day. It would be like, here's this assignment online. You should do that. And these assignments are often years out of date and didn't work to begin with.
Wow.
So it was a regular occurrence that you're supposed to just follow step by step, do this and do this, and
right.
it just if you did that, it wouldn't work at the end because there was a mistake in the steps you had to take. And so whenever that happened, she just said, all right, then this one doesn't count. We're not going to grade it.
Really?
And that was it, yeah. And so the course went along like that until the final.
Oh, Brandon,
Excellent.
thank you so much. You received the $25. Excellent. Thank you so much for putting that into text chat there. So everybody out there who's viewing our live stream, you can see she's received her money. She's won her money. She's received it. All right. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Thank you so much Thank you so much for being here today. Greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't spend it all in one place.
But yeah, so if you so yeah, we do this every weekday from 1 to 2 Eastern. So at the same time, and then on Friday we're also doing a special one at 7
right.
Eastern.
That's
so
right.
yeah, so I'd say if you happen to have anybody you could talk to about this, if you spread the word, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. Remember, it's a worthwhile cause, helping the homeless get off the street into permanent housing. There's no other program like it around. Go ahead and go into our description, find out more about it. It goes into much more detail. as well as our email addresses, how to get in contact with us, our physical address. And again, just want to reach out and say what is it that we need for our organization right now. We need affiliates. We want to reach out and work with you to help spread our program. Obviously, it's a worthwhile one. Also, we need clothing. And the sizes that we're looking for are extra small, small, medium, and large for men, women, and children. We're also looking for volunteers to help with our phones, to help with our programming, to help with our development, as well as we are looking for the other essentials: food, cleaning supplies, as well as toiletries. Okay, so if you can help out with any of that, go into the description below. You'll find out again what our physical address is, so you can send items here, as well as what is our email address if you'd like to send or find out any other information about our organization. So it looks like we got about a minute and a half.
Approximately.
Yeah, about a minute and a half. And again, thank you for everybody who's participated today. Congratulations to all the winners, and congratulations to those who have played. Even though they may have not have won, you have donated to a very worthwhile cause that will only help to get the homeless off the street into permanent housing. It'll help your city and our state, as well as our country. And again, I'd like to go ahead and just reach out to a couple, or rather shout out to a couple other individuals that we've done so in the past. Let's see here. A primetime scratcher. I'd like to reach out to, or rather give you a shout out as well. Enjoyed your presentation, as well as, let's see if there's another one I've here. Dave's Lotto Madness. I'd like to give you a shout out as well. Enjoyed your presentation. Okay, and it looks like I've gone ahead and listed the other ones as well. Christina Ace was another one I'd like to give a shout out to. So everyone that I've given a shout out to, we've enjoyed your presentation. Again, a lot of positive vibes. Personalities are, all over, anywhere from very calm to over the top. So definitely enjoy that. Other than that, we have 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today on Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining our program. We look forward to seeing you again. Remember, Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow, we have a special 1 hour, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time slot. So we'll be on twice tomorrow. Other than that, have a great weekend, everyone. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow as well. Make sure to buy those scratch-offs.